back to the here and now and the international experience. So, with my divorce final, it was time to move on. Education is and will always be important. Without it, we are nothing. Even though I was the first in our family to graduate from the University of Guyana with a bachelor's degree in international relations and affairs, a teacher, and then an anchor presenter, reporter for First Look HBTV 9, I wanted and needed more. I wanted to give my son the best life he could have. And while my heart will always be with Guyana, I needed to take the next steps to see that I could do this, and I needed a fresh start. In 2015, I migrated to America and attended Keene University as a F1 student to pursue an MBA. I was also lucky enough and blessed that I paid for my tuition while also working as a graduate assistant in the International Student Office. Plus, I was given the opportunity, along with other students, to travel to France as an ambassador of Keene to promote and highlight the opportunities of attending school abroad. While, yes, I was being led in the right direction by the hand of God, I was also brokenhearted. I had to leave my sunshine home in the care of my mother. Leaving him was one of, if not the hardest things I had to do, but it needed to be done. The action I take now will not only benefit myself, but him. He will have the best life possible here with me, because I would never allow him to live in the conditions I endured. So now here I am in the land of opportunity. I took up residence with a friend for a short time while I got things in order. Once I was able to, I moved on. Because no matter what, and no matter what anyone says, you must never wear out your welcome. While it was my first time in this country, I wasn't caught off guard by the way it was good or bad. Being I am someone that reads and researches everything, I was aware of all the good and bad that came with it. Being a newscaster back home also afforded me plenty of knowledge about America. Nevertheless, I was still caught off guard by it. Americans love to shop, buying what they wanted with no money to back that up. Coming from a poor background, I didn't have the luxury of credit, the devil's idea. And thankfully, I didn't get caught up on that, even when I established credit. If I couldn't afford it, I didn't buy it. It was that simple. Aside from my dating misadventures, my life during this time was more or less uneventful and filled with working and studying. I did, though, have my first experience of staying in a hostel. I signed up to volunteer for a few hours with a community project in New York City, and my reward was a free night's stay in a hostel. More for the experience of staying in a hostel than anything else, I gave up my warm bed and went out into the freezing cold to meet up with two of my friends who also volunteered for the program. If you've never stayed in a hostel, it's quite the experience. There are lots of group activities like clubbing and sightseeing if you enjoy doing that kind of stuff with random strangers, or you can go with a group of your friends. For as low as $50 a night, you can get the experience. So it can be something to add to your bucket list. First of all, for whatever reason, the rooms in this hostel are co-ed. While I'm no expert at hosteling, I would want to think that they would shy away from encouraging college students, who mostly use the hostels, from having casual hookups, which is all I envisioned happened in these rooms, as I lied on the surprisingly clean, crisp white linen, trying to not fall asleep. Because besides my two friends present with me in the room was a random man who was obviously drunk and felt the need to inject himself into every conversation my friends and I were having in every inappropriate way possible. More from fear of sleeping than anything else, we stayed up all night and just laughed into the wee hours of the morning. Needless to say, from my experience, I would say that hosteling is better done in a group, and preferably when all your friends can occupy all the beds in the room, so you can actually close your eyes and sleep when all the fun is said and done.